Note and Categorize. Note and Categorize is a sophisticated feature that's very configurable, but the basic concept is that we can allow people to create notes and then categorize them and then potentially vote on them. There's a few different mechanisms where you can decide if people are going to add to the categories in parallel, so they see all the categories at the same time, or whether or not they're going to add them in serial, so one at a time. And then likewise, are we just going to have a big reveal where we see everybody's at the same time, or we're going to serially reveal each person, one like round robin, have each person kind of give out their categories individually. We can also pick the number of votes. We'll take a look at those settings here in a moment. So first thing we want to do is come in here and add a note and categorize to the meeting. So Note and Categorize, this is a premium feature, so you do have to have a subscription. And as I mentioned, you can set either serial or parallel, meaning, well, serial, do they see one category at a time? Or parallel, do they just see all the categories and can kind of fill them up at the same time? And then round robin share, either on or off. That meaning that at the end, after we're done collecting everything, are we going to go around one person at a time, or are we just going to see everything and then discuss it? Show previous category is an option that will allow you to see, if we're in serial mode, the inputs from the previous category. Because sometimes, in the case of like something like liberating structures, TRIZ, we might want to see what they entered in the previous step for just ideas on what they might enter on the second step. And then, of course, we would enter our categories. So let's say that we wanted to do something like a what, so what, now what. Now, we did create what, so what, now what in control room. But let's say you wanted it to behave a little differently. Like you wanted to add voting. Well, then you can go recreate it using Note and Categorize and create your own flavor that works exactly like you want. So here, let's say I'm going to allow them to put 4 ideas per category. I'm going to allow them to have 5 votes at the end. I want round robin sharing off, so we just like reveal everything and discuss it. I also want it to be serial, because we want to make sure we get all our what's first as a group, and then get all our now what's, our so what's, and then our now what's. So we want to step through them. So I'll show that to you here in a second. So we're going to add this activity, and then we're going to send it to participants so that they see our activity. And if we flip over there, we will now see that we are in fact in a serial mode because they only see one category. So I'll just say good things. I noticed good things. Okay, cool. And I can say, I can create a bunch of these cards, right? As many as I want. And then I can drag as up to 5. And it's telling me I've got 4 left. So I might just drag a few up. And then, of course, as a facilitator, I can see 1 of 3 have categorized. There's a few other people in the meeting. So, I can, as another participant, go and add some things. And you'll see that it now says 2 out of 3 have added. So from here, we can also see who it is. So Safari 2 has not added anything, but that's fine. We're just kind of showing you how this works so we don't have to make sure it's fully completed. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next category. So you can see now that we've filled out the what, now we're moving on to so what. And of course we don't see the previous category because I didn't check that box. And we are entering our things. Now let's go ahead and just advance to the next category. You'll notice like now it's on now what, and we can start voting because we did enable voting. And so now we'll see each category, and within each category we can place votes. And I think I said that they were allowed to do 4 votes. So I can uncheck, and there's only 4 things to vote on. So you get the idea. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and review results. And this is where we can see each category and we can see what got voted in each category. Of course, as usual, we have a download button, a print button. We can also send our results to LiveScribe. We can also copy results. If we toggle the participant over to LiveScribe, then we can see that they now have what results in the outputs. Excellent. And they can see the ones that got votes and the ones that didn't get votes. So that is Note and Categorize. Now, one thing to note is once you've started, you cannot change the settings because they are underway. And so they're grayed out at this point. So just wanted to make sure that that was clear. So I'm going to go ahead and create another one for you, a Note and Categorize, just so you can see what it looks like to have a parallel one. So just for speed, I'm just going to create some random simple categories here. And then I'm going to send this to participants. Notice that now I can type things and immediately categorize them into different buckets. So this is just a different approach. And once we do that, we can reveal the results and kind of see how things landed, and then go on to voting. And again, after a voting session, we can then review results to see the votes. Now, you can set votes to 0 and it'll skip the voting step. And that is the Note and Categorize. Thank you for listening and talk to you soon.